Game number 2 against the Vikings, this time in Minnesota on Monday Night Football in front of the bright lights. Can the Bears win this game before their bye week begins? Watch this video to hear my thoughts. The NFL season is quickly going by, but the action on the field keeps on heating up. This video is actually sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL, and I have a great promotion for you guys for new customers, where if you don't have an account with them yet, download the app. The link is in my description box in the pinned comment as well. And if you sign up using promo code DaWindyCity, put $5 on any wager on the app, and you get $150 in bonus bets instantly. It's that easy. So a great way to get a start to your bankroll if you're completely new to DraftKings Sportsbook. But if you're not new to them, if you already have an account with them, like I do, no problem, because there's other promotions for you guys to take advantage of. One of them is called No Sweat Bets. And No Sweat Bets is a thing where you can put a same game parlay X, and you can actually get some of your money back in the form of a bonus bet if your initial bet does lose. And max reward limits do apply for that, so keep that in mind. But it's a great promotion to take advantage of if you want to have some fun this NFL Sunday. And if you're not located in a state right now where sports betting is legal, no problem, because they have something called DraftKings Daily Fantasy, which is a little bit different, but you can also have a lot of fun using the DraftKings Daily Fantasy app as well. So download the app. Again, the link is in my description box in the pinned comment as well. And if you sign up using promo code DaWindyCity, if you put $5 on any wager on the app, you get $150 in bonus bets instantly, only on DraftKings Sportsbook. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears pregame prediction video, which I'll be doing before every single Bears game this year. So subscribe to my channel if you guys want my thoughts before and after each Bears game. And if you guys are watching this video on Thanksgiving, I wish all of your family and friends and you a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope all of you have a lot of fun out there celebrating with your family and your friends. And if you guys are doing like a turkey bowl football type of thing, I hope you guys have fun doing that. Stay healthy and safe, though. I don't want you guys tearing your ACL in your backyard before you have your Thanksgiving dinner, which, fun fact, I almost did one time. Okay, I didn't actually get seriously hurt, but I felt a pop in my knee when I went sliding, and it was very, very painful. For a second I thought, damn, I might be out for the rest of the day, but thankfully I was fine after that. And if you guys are watching football on Thanksgiving, hopefully you guys have a fun time watching the football games. It seems like we have some pretty good games. Packers and Lions should be a fun divisional matchup. You know, hopefully the Lions win that and blow the Packers out. That would make for a fun Thanksgiving. We also got other divisional matchups in the Commanders and Cowboys and the 49ers and Seahawks for the night game. So I'll be watching football the entire day. Obviously also trying to talk with my family and my friends as well, but football is kind of hard to ignore on this day, like it always is. You know, football is a big part of my life, so I will be watching all the games. And thankfully, the Bears are not playing on Thanksgiving. Even though I love my Chicago Bears, I'm kind of happy we are not playing on Thanksgiving this year with how bad our team has been for the majority of the year. But now we got a matchup, guys, on Monday Night Football in front of the bright lights with the Minnesota Vikings. And this is a Vikings team that we could have beat last time. Okay, we had a chance to put together a game-winning drive with Tyson Bagent, the backup, when he came in, but he fell short of doing that. And now we got, you know, another opportunity to do that in Minnesota now against an improved Vikings team that's now 6-5. Okay, last time we played the Vikings, they only had one win on the season, but they have turned their entire season around. They're playing really inspired football. They have a new quarterback now, Josh Dobbs, because Kirk Cousins went down with the Achilles tear. So it's going to be a tough primetime game for the Bears, especially being in Minnesota. Okay, this Vikings defense is playing phenomenal as of late, and last time the Vikings defense gave Justin Fields a lot of fits and even injured him, which is why he was out for about a month. And talking about Justin Fields, guys, this game is going to be crucial in proving to the Bears franchise and to the Bears fan base too that he's made strides in development as a passer in this league, okay? Because last time, as I mentioned, you know, he really did struggle against his Vikings team with the pressure they sent towards him. So, you know, if we do see growth out of Fields in this game, if he is getting the ball out quicker, if he is putting together better drives in this game and scoring points against a pretty good Vikings defense, even though the Bears right now have the number one pick in the draft via Carolina, there still is a world in which we could keep Justin Fields and not select a quarterback if Fields does continue to have performances, you know, going forward like he did in that Lions game, in which, you know, Fields performed very well against a tough Lions team on the road. Okay, I thought that was a very impressive performance out of Justin Fields. He definitely played well enough to win that game. Unfortunately, we did not win that game because of how bad our coaching staff is and how we choked on defense down the stretch. So the rest of the season, even though the Bears are not in playoff contention right now, is still very, very important for the future of the Chicago Bears, because the Bears have a massive decision to make at quarterback at the end of this year, if they want to keep Justin Fields or draft a new quarterback. And if Fields continues playing well, then he's going to help his case to stay on the Bears for next year at least. And obviously watching the other young guys in this team is going to be important as well. Guys like Braxton Jones, will he be the left tackle of the future for the Bears? It certainly seems like it right now. Darnell Wright on the right side, how is he going to continue to develop? Tyreek Stevenson at cornerback, coming off his best game as a pro, can he continue that level of performance? So a lot of storylines to watch with these young guys. So even though these games do not really matter as much with the Bears being out of playoff contention, for the most part, I'm still going to be watching all these games, as you guys should as well. And talking about our opponent in this game, the Minnesota Vikings, as I mentioned, they're a very hungry, a very tough to beat team at this point in time with how good they're playing on both sides of the football. And talking about their offense, first of all, guys, they rank number 11 in points scored per game, number 10 in yards gained per game, number 3 passing attack, and number 28 run game. And the biggest difference right now between this game and the last game we played against the Vikings is obviously going to be the quarterback. Okay, the Vikings have a totally new quarterback now. Kirk Cousins is out for the season, and they picked up Josh Dobbs at the trade deadline, which is turning out to be one of the best moves of the entire trade deadline, because the Pastronaut, as they call him, he's playing the best football of his entire career. Okay, he used to be a journeyman going from team to team, but it seems like he found a home with the Minnesota Vikings. And on the season so far, so these stats include his stats with the Cardinals beforehand as well, but on the season so far, he has 1,569 passing yards, 8 passing touchdowns to 5 interceptions, passer rating of 81.2 in 11 games that he has played. So these are pretty decent numbers, guys. Okay, they're not great numbers, not elite numbers, but for a backup quarterback, you could be a lot worse than Josh Dobbs has been this year, and he's been making gutsy plays out there on the football field because he has nothing to lose. Okay, he is a backup quarterback that's a journeyman, so he's playing with house money basically. Every chance he gets, he's going to take the most advantage of that chance, of that opportunity, and he's making pretty quick decisions. He's playing within the system. He's not trying to do too much. He's trusting his playmakers and his head coach, his play callers. So he's having a pretty good year. Okay, it's not going to be like some easy matchup the Bears defense is having in this game, because he's been playing pretty good. Okay, it's not going to be as good of a quarterback they're going up against as Kirk Cousins, because Kirk Cousins was on almost like an MVP, pace this year, but he's certainly going to be good enough to run this very proficient, very good Viking system, the Vikings offense by Kevin O'Connell. And talking about their playmakers, guys, the Bears could be getting lucky again here, because Justin Jefferson is probably not going to play in this game. I'm recording this video on Wednesday, so we do not have an injury report yet, but according to reports I've been seeing from Adam Schefter, from Justin Jefferson himself tweeting about how he doesn't care about our fantasy football teams, he just wants to get fully healthy, I really think the Vikings will not be playing Jefferson in this game because they have a bye week after this game, just like we do. So they could have an extra 2 weeks to get Jefferson fully healthy for a potential playoff run. So, if Jefferson again is not playing in this game, that's another massive break for the Bears defense, because he is probably the best receiver in the game right now. Okay, there's maybe Tyreek Hill above him, but Jefferson, the pace he's on to begin his career with everything he can do after the catch, before the catch, at the catch point, like, he would be a monster to deal with in this game. So not having him certainly does make things easier for the Bears defense, but they still do have a lot of good weapons on this team, so it's still not going to be any easy task for the Bears defense. They got Jordan Addison, the rookie out of USC, having a fantastic season. He has 647 yards on the season so far. He had a couple nice plays against the Bears in the last game. The tight end TJ Hawkinson has 736 yards on the season up to this point, a strong receiving option at tight end. Pretty athletic too. So those two guys are definitely going to be a handful to deal with. They also got Powell at receiver. They got KJ Osborne too. So, without Justin Jefferson, it's still not as elite as it could be, the receiving core is, but it's still certainly good enough to run this very good Vikings offense. So it still should be a pretty strong Vikings passing attack we have to deal with in this game, even without Justin Jefferson. Now, they don't have much of a run game still. Like, they've struggled to run the football for most of the season. Okay, they're not attempting that many runs. When they do attempt runs, Alexander Madison has not been as efficient. He struggled with fumbles as well. So, keep an eye on the run game maybe not being as effective for the Vikings here. And, if the Bears can force them to be one-dimensional, which they have been for the vast majority of the season, maybe they will have a better chance to stop this Vikings offense. But the Vikings offense, just passing the ball, has been completely fine this year. So it's not going to be any easy matchup for the Bears defense. But talking about the Vikings defense now, it ranked number 15 in points allowed per game, number 13 in yards allowed per game, number 17 pass defense, number 7 run defense, and they have improved mightily since week 4, week 5. Okay, Brian Flores is really taking control of this defense. They got it to play a lot better than it was to begin this year. They shut down the 49ers offense just like 3-4 weeks ago, and the 49ers offense has not really been shut down by anybody besides the Vikings. So they have a very strong defense right now, and they are a very blitz-heavy, aggressive defense, as we saw in the last matchup. Okay, they were blitzing Justin Fields on over 60% of the snaps, which is absolutely insane. Okay, almost every single play was sending pressure, sending a blitz. And what makes it so difficult is that they got so many guys at the line of scrimmage. Some guys will be blitzing, some guys will be dropping back, and you have to be sure you know which guys are going to be blitzing and which guys will be dropping back, because you're going to have to make a decision fast with all the guys coming your way. And if you make the wrong decision, if you throw to a guy dropping back, you know, that could be a pick, right? So they create so much havoc at the line of scrimmage, which just makes it so tough for opposing offenses right now to deal with. And obviously Fields struggled against his defense a lot in the last game. I want to see how he can grow and improve against this blitz heavy defense. It's not going to be much different than what they were last time. Okay, I still expect them to show a lot of pressure in this game. At least 50% of the snaps probably could be showing an extra guy rushing the passer. And talking about their best player on this defense, Danielle Hunter has just been a monster, for lack of a better word, this entire season so far. Okay, he has 12 sacks, 16 tackles for loss. He has crazy amount of pressures this year. I mean, he has been getting into the backfield and destroying quarterbacks all by himself. Okay, obviously the blitzes do help in terms of him getting to the quarterback, but one-on-one is going to be as tough of a matchup as exists in this league with the speed and the power combo that he has and the veteran experience. So definitely going to be a handful to deal with this Vikings pass rush, especially Danielle Hunter. But talking about their pass defense, they have allowed some plays against the pass, partly because of how aggressive they are in their coverage. So if you get behind them, you know, if you get a slant or a screen pass to work against this defense, sometimes those plays can go for 50, 60, 70 plus yards all the way to the house with just how many guys they are sending towards the quarterback. So there will be opportunities in this game to turn short mid plays into big yardage gains, because the secondary has allowed that at times this season with how they are aligned. Now, they are strong tacklers in the open field, so it's not going to be easy to break tackles against them if they do, you know, close in on you. You know, they got Harrison Smith, they got other physical, strong cornerbacks as well. So, you know, certainly a very tough, very physical, and a very aggressive defense the Vikings have right now. Hopefully the Bears will have a better plan of attack against this defense than they did last time. But talking about the Chicago Bears now, let me talk about their offense first of all. They rank number 19 in points scored per game, number 20 in yards gained per game, number 25 passing attack, and number 4 run game. And the dual threat abilities of Justin Fields returned in the last game in a big way. Okay, Justin Fields had over 100 rushing yards last game for the first time the entire season. He had a bunch of, you know, carries on QB power, other just scramble plays where he just kind of took off running because nobody else was really open in the moment. So that really does change the Bears offense, because when Justin Fields is a dynamic runner with his legs, it's really tough to guard against him, and especially against a blitz heavy aggressive defense. If Justin Fields gets behind the defense, there won't be too many guys in the open field that are going to be able to bring him down. So, you know, the ability of Justin Fields to move should be pretty crucial in this game against this defense. And he also has improved as a passer too as of late. The last 3 full games that he has played against the Broncos, the Commanders, and the Lions have been pretty good games as a passer in terms of efficiency, in terms of not turning the ball over too much, in terms of, you know, seeing the field a lot better. In the last game, Justin Fields, he still missed a few. Obviously, no quarterback will be perfect, but in the last game, Justin Fields probably made one of the most impressive throws of his entire NFL career, stepping up in the pocket, delivered a beauty of a throw downfield to DJ Moore behind the defense. He also had other plays in which he extended the play, found somebody open on a scramble drill, made some off-platform, tight window types of throws, which we have not seen out of Fields, honestly, since like Ohio State or his rookie year with the Bears. Okay, I feel like the Bears have neutered his ability to do that at times in this offense. So I'm happy that the Bears are getting back to what Fields is really best at doing. Hopefully that does continue in this offense going forward. But talking about our best playmaker, DJ Moore has been on an absolute tear this year. Okay, every time he plays with Justin Fields, he almost always goes for above 100 receiving yards. He has 889 receiving yards on the season so far on only 59 receptions, an average of 15 yards per play. The efficiency is crazy. He's third in the NFL in yards after the catch, so he's always making somebody miss, as you guys have seen the entire year. I mean, he is the best weapon the Bears have had on offense in a long time. So we have to keep on feeding DJ Moore in this offense, because every time he gets the ball, good things do end up happening. And he's one of the most hardest to tackle receivers in this entire league. And lastly, I do want to talk about the offensive line, because the offensive line just keeps on getting better and better and better. Okay, our rookie right tackle, Darnell Wright, going up against Aiden Hutchinson, one of the best pass rushers in all of football right now, only allowed 1 sack in that entire game, which came on the last play of the freaking game. Okay, before that, he was completely perfect for the most part in pass protection against Aiden freaking Hutchinson. So, like, our offensive line at this point has handled some really good pass rushers. Like, even Max Crosby only had, I believe, 1 sack in that game against Darnell Wright. Braxton Jones, you know, in his return has been pretty solid in pass protection too. He has won the highest pass blocking grades. According to PFF, he's only allowed 1 sack the entire year. Obviously, penalties have been an issue, which we do have to cut down on the penalties, but this is some of the best offensive line play the Bears have gotten in a long time on this franchise. So if it continues going forward, maybe the Bears could see more deep bombs downfield from Justin Fields, because he does have the ability to do that when he has time in the pocket. But lastly, talking about the Bears defense, they rank number 29 in points allowed per game, number 15 in yards allowed per game, number 26 pass defense, number 2 run defense. And if NFL games were only 56 minutes long, this Bears defense would be coming off an elite performance against a really good Lions offense. But sadly, we allowed back-to-back touchdowns to end the last game, basically losing us the game. So I cannot say the Bears defense is coming off an elite performance, because we still allowed 31 points. Okay, so even though I saw a lot of good out of the Bears defense in the last game and the last, honestly, like 5-6 games, we got to get better at actually closing out and finishing games. Okay, it seems like the Bears defense lacks the focus to do that, to finish on third down, to finish in the red zone. The Bears right now have one of the worst red zone defenses in all of football. In fact, the worst red zone defense in all of football belongs to the Chicago Bears. Okay, we allow points, we allow touchdowns basically every single time we are in the red zone. So even though this defense is getting better in terms of limiting big plays, in terms of tackling better, in terms of forcing turnovers. Last game, we forced 4 turnovers. There has to be a bigger emphasis on finishing plays, getting off the field on third down, getting off the field in the red zone, holding teams to field goals. Okay, I think that we do have the talent to do that right now, right? Like, we have pretty good linebackers. Our defensive line has really been coming along, and you know, talking about the defensive line, okay, they've been getting better and better as of late, okay, especially after acquiring Montez Sweat, which has been a massive addition for the Bears pass rush. Okay, in the last game, Montez Sweat did have a sack. Everybody else besides Montez Sweat also has been getting a little bit better. Okay, Justin Jones against the Panthers had a few nice moments in the last game. Jervon Dexter, the rookie defensive tackle, had 4 pressures on the quarterback, got pretty close to getting a sack, still forced some errant throws though, in which Jared Goff got intercepted on. And the Lions have an elite offensive line, so if the Bears defensive line did that well against that offensive line, they can succeed against other offensive lines too in this NFL, okay, in this league. And you know, obviously we do need a better edge rusher probably on the other side of Montez Sweat, but I've been pretty happy with the play of the Bears defensive line as of late, which I'd never thought I would be saying at any point this season. So definitely good development from the Bears defensive line. And the Bears' best defensive player so far this year honestly still might be TJ Edwards. Okay, even though Jalen Johnson has been fantastic, TJ Edwards has been all over the field for the Chicago Bears in every single game. Okay, he has 121 tackles on the year up to this point, okay, on an absolutely absurd pace so far this year. He has 2 sacks as well, you know, has an interception too, which he got in the last game. So if TJ Edwards keeps on playing this well in the middle in terms of coverage and in terms of run defense too, in terms of tackling guys, like the Bears defense in the middle has become pretty stout, and it could be a big problem for the Vikings offense to attack against in this game. With that being said, let me get to my 3 keys to Bears victory. How can the Chicago Bears win this game on the road on Monday Night Football? And key number 1 is going to be to find an answer for the blitz. Okay, you know going into this game, Luke Getsy, that the Vikings will be sending pressure almost every single snap. Okay, so you have to have opportunities for Justin Fields to get the ball out quickly if you are play calling this game. Okay, so screen passes, I know you love the screen passes. In this game, screen passes could be, you know, a way to counteract that blitz. Short throws in which, you know, it's a slant or something, a quick out where the ball's getting out of Justin Fields' hands within like 1 or 2 seconds, okay? Because I don't think he'll have more time than that at many points in this game to actually make something happen. So if you are Justin Fields, if you are Luke Getsy, you have to be able to be ready for the blitz in this game because you weren't ready for it in the last matchup. Key number 2 then is going to be to get off to an early lead. And I feel like I said that many times this year, but it remains true, okay? And especially against an elite edge rusher like Danielle Hunter, a really good pressure team in the Vikings defense. If you want to counteract that pressure, you can do that by running the football, but you can't run the football if you're not up by some level of points, okay? If you get off to like a 7-0, 10-3, 14-3, whatever lead, then you can start running the football and not being forced into obvious passing situations, okay? That would help out both Justin Fields and the Bears offensive tackles if we can run the football well in this game and get off to that early lead. And then finally, key number 3 is going to be to have stronger red zone defense in this game, okay? The Bears defense in the red zone, as I mentioned earlier, is the worst in football right now, and I do expect Josh Dobbs to get the ball down the field, okay? He is an adequate quarterback that should have a couple drives in this game that do go all the way to the red zone, but the Bears defense has to be stronger in finishing plays in the red zone, okay? No more missed tackles, no more missed assignments. We've been having way too many of that in the red zone this year, okay? It's been way too easy for opposing offenses to punch that ball in, and especially against a strong offensive mind in a Kevin O'Connell, you have to tighten up and lock up in the red zone and play your best football in that part of the field if you are the Bears defense. And finally, it's time for my score prediction. Who do I have winning this matchup? And guys, I have the Chicago Bears going into Minnesota on Monday Night Football, a day in which historically Fields has played pretty well. Okay, on Monday nights he has been at his best, but I sadly have the Bears losing this game by a score of 23-20. I do think it's going to be a very close game. The Bears 100% have the ability to win this game with how they have been playing as of late, but I have zero faith in this coaching staff. In fact, I have negative faith in this coaching staff, okay? I just do not trust these guys to close out a football game against a good team on the road, because in the last game, we had the chance to do that, but we blew it, and time and time again, man, Matt Eberflus and Luke Getsy have shown that they will find a way to lose a football game, okay? They will find a new way, a new innovative way to actually lose a football game because they're good at doing that. They're good at losing games. So even though I like our guys, man, like I feel like our talent does match up somewhat to this Vikings team on paper. If you look at our defense, you know, our defense is playing a lot better as of late, and against an elite Lions offense, we basically shut them down for the vast majority of the game. And Josh Dobbs, you know, he's also kind of in the same Jared Goff stratosphere where he's not an elite quarterback that's going to, you know, probably torch our defense in this game. So, like, I do think our defense could hold this Vikings offense not scoring a crazy amount of points. And our offense, you know, maybe could put together some good drives against a pretty solid Vikings defense with how good the offensive line has been playing, okay? So if Luke Getsy can find a way to get the ball out of Justin Fields' hands pretty quickly, maybe we could turn a couple screen passes into big touchdowns, or, you know, maybe get Justin Fields outside the pocket, moving a little bit, and get behind the defense for like big scrambles. So, you know, I think Justin Fields should be a lot better in this game than he was in the last game against the Vikings, obviously, but I still don't think we're actually going to win the game, okay? I think we're going to have a chance to win it at the end, but somehow we will find a way to blow it because that's what we're best at doing. As for the offensive MVP, I gotta go with DJ Moore. He's the best player on this team. I think we get a couple short throws to him, which he takes for big positive yardage. So I think DJ Moore actually goes for 100 yards in this game and a touchdown. As for defense MVP, I'm gonna be giving that award to TJ Edwards. Okay, TJ Edwards should be pretty big in this game, working in the middle of the field where Josh Dobbs does like to throw the football. Okay, he's not really a big deep thrower, Josh Dobbs is. So I think TJ Edwards should have the opportunity for some pass breakups, some nice tackles on the ball carrier, and he should have a strong game as always. Leave your comments down below, guys. What do you guys think is going to happen in this game? Obviously, I hope I'm wrong about this prediction, as I always hope I'm wrong when I'm predicting a Bears loss. But until I'm proven wrong, I cannot pick this Bears team to beat a good team on the road with this coaching staff. Okay, do we have the guys to do it? Yeah, I truly believe we do. Okay, the talent in some ways is good enough to beat this team on the road if we had a coach like Kevin O'Connell, but unfortunately, we have Matt Eberflus coaching this team. So hopefully the Bears still win. As I mentioned, Justin Fields is pretty electric on Monday night. His best performances have came mostly on Monday night, it feels like, you know, if you look at the last couple years. So hopefully he has another strong performance and proves his case to be the Bears quarterback of the future. But I cannot pick the Bears to win with this bad coaching staff. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. As always, bear down.